Hi, my name is Despina Nicola and I'm from Dare to Begin Life Coaching. Today, I want to talk to you about the most shameful part of my life. Even though this is difficult for me, I believe that it's held the biggest gift that I could have. And so here we go. I remember at 13 years old, sitting in the classroom, looking out the window and just wanting to escape. Not so much from the classroom, but from myself. I felt so ashamed of being judged by others and by myself. And so it was a time where I felt that I didn't belong. I didn't want to belong because I was in such a low, shameful place. I was in the lowest band of the school with a low academic ability. And in this classroom, I was like trapped. I didn't want to leave the classroom at break times because that would mean mixing with other children or other students. And if I mixed with other students, they might ask me questions. And what questions would they ask me? What class are you in? And that idea tormented me. It was like a gut-wrenching feeling of dread of admitting to other students that I was in this socially unaccepted class. And so what I had to do is I had to face my biggest fear and find myself during this period. And so first of all, I realized that I had missed a year of school because I traveled to Cyprus at the age of 12. And so when I was 13, I was placed in the class that I shouldn't have been in. It was a higher level than that I should have been in. And so I wasn't, you know, when they tested me, I was in the lower class and so I should have been in the lower class. So they put me in the lower band instead. I don't believe in bands, you guys. I really don't believe in bands, but that's beside the point. And so I had lost my authenticity. I had lost who I am, and I had lost my will, my purpose, and who I am. And I had covered myself up, my identity up with armor to protect myself. And so by hiding from everyone, by hiding from other students, and I was protected. But this protection also, it cut through my authenticity. I wasn't me anymore. I wasn't a person that was able to create. I didn't have purpose. So I was a nothing for me. And so how do we deal with this shame? How do we deal with vulnerability? I'll tell you how I did it. First of all, at that age, I had to face my shame with facing other students, my shame in myself, my deficiencies, my academic deficiencies, and also the judgments that people were placing on me, or I thought they were placing on me. And, we've all got these inefficiencies, or we all have these judgments of ourselves that we think people are judging us, like maybe on our weight, maybe on our being loved, being worthy, being slim enough, being admired enough, being whatever enough, this whole thing of enough. And mine was clever enough. And so, authenticity, to become my true self, I had to face myself in the mirror, and I had to look at myself and stop protecting and hiding from myself. And I had to start with being vulnerable enough to ask for help. And so I was grateful that I had my sister who was 5 years older than me, my late sister. At the age of 17, she had just left school and she was at university. And she, I remember, trooped into the principal's office. And because she believed in me, she asked for me to be moved up a level, up a band. And she promised them, she guaranteed that I would do well. Because she saw me, she believed in me, she heard me, she knew who I was. It propelled me to make her proud. And the next year, they put me up a level. And I topped the class in subjects. And I became a much stronger, better version of myself through that time. And later, it fueled me to go to university and become a teacher. And that propelled me to be a empathetic, a kind teacher. And I lived with the belief there is no unteachable child, only children that we fail to teach. And Brené Brown, who's the expert on vulnerability and shame, she states that the universe comes down, puts her hand on your shoulders, pulls you close, then whispers in your ears. You're halfway to dead. That's how I felt. The armor keeping you from going into the gifts I've given you, that is not without penalty. And this is where everything that we thought protected us keeps us from being with our partners, parents, professionals, and the people that we want to be. And that's what happened to me. As soon as I took off my armor of trying to hide from the world, I was able to expose myself and my vulnerability. And it was through that exposing my shame, my deficiencies, and the judgments that I thought people were judging me on, that I was able to help students to find themselves and to love themselves and to go inward and be proud and be vulnerable and find their true gifts. Thank you so much for watching. And remember, be vulnerable. It is totally worth it. Bye.